have to go through the best to get to where we want to be. I mean, word on the street is they wanted to play us or they preferred to play us. Cool.
Did the Las Vegas Aces just pull the biggest power move in WNBA history? Seattle Storm coach Noelle Quinn dropped a bombshell, saying the Aces might have tanked games to dodge Caitlin Clark and the Fever in the playoffs. That's crazy. Is this next-level strategy, or are they scared of the rookie phenom? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. This is huge news, folks. We're talking about the defending champs possibly avoiding a matchup with a rookie-led team. Can you believe it? The Aces, with all their star power, might be scared of Caitlin Clark. That's how good she is. But here's where it gets even crazier.
And it's definitely going to provide challenges for Caitlin and for Indiana, because it is different than when you're in the sloth of the regular season and a team's playing 4 games in 6 days, whatever it might be.
Bring on the matchup. We have to really prepare, not just our minds, but our bodies to get ready for battle.
If the Aces really did this, it shows how much impact Clark has had in just her first year. She's got championship teams changing their game plans. And for the Fever, this could be the motivation they need to prove everyone wrong. Imagine if they use this to fuel an upset run in the playoffs. The drama is just getting started, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out. You know who else didn't see Clark coming? One of the biggest names in women's basketball. He said she'd fail, but now he's eating his words. Want to know why? Caitlin Clark is lighting up the WNBA like a rookie hasn't done in years. She's not just playing well, she's dominating in a way that's got everyone talking. Let's break down the numbers because they're insane. Clark participated in a whopping 1,120 points this season. That's not just good, that's league-leading stuff. We're talking about a rookie who's either scoring or assisting on more points than anyone else in the WNBA. That's veteran-level impact from a first-year player. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember Gino Auriemma? Yeah, the legendary UConn coach. Before the season started, he was all doom and gloom about Clark's chances in the WNBA. He said, and I quote, "This kid's in for a rude awakening." I thought Clark wouldn't be able to handle the physicality of the pro game. Well, Gino, how's that prediction looking now? Clark didn't just prove Auriemma wrong. She blew his expectations out of the water. She's not struggling. She's thriving. Some people are even saying she might be the best guard in the entire league already. In her rookie season. That's not just impressive, it's unprecedented. But here's the thing, Clark isn't doing this on a stacked team.
They are the favorites, but odds makers give the Fever the best shot of any underdog to pull off an upset in the first round, despite having only 19 games of combined playoff experience on their roster.
Throughout the course of this season, a lot of times you go into a playoff series and you say, hey, this be more lasered in, they're going to be matchup oriented, they're going to have time to prepare.
The Indiana Fever are underdogs. Big time. They've got a combined 19 games of playoff experience on their entire roster. That's nothing in WNBA terms. Most teams have veterans with more playoff games than that on their own. So Clark's not just putting up numbers, she's carrying a team. She's the leader of this Fever squad, and she's got them playing way above expectations. It's like watching a rookie quarterback lead an NFL team to the playoffs. It just doesn't happen, except it is. Now the real test is coming. The playoffs are a different beast. The game slows down, defenses tighten up, and every possession matters. Can Clark keep this up when the pressure's at its highest? That's the million-dollar question. But here's what's crazy. Even as underdogs, people are talking about the Fever as potential upset artists. And it's all because of Clark. She's got that special something, that ability to elevate everyone around her. She's not just a scorer. She's a floor general, a leader, and a game changer. The Aces might be the defending champs, but are they running scared? Noelle Quinn just spilled some tea about their playoff tactics. Is this the ultimate sign of respect for Caitlin Clark, or a genius move to secure another title? Let's break down what Quinn's saying. She's hinting that the Aces might have intentionally lost games to avoid facing the Fever in the playoffs. That's huge. We're talking about a championship team possibly changing their game plan because of a rookie. If that's true, it's a massive compliment to Clark's skills. But why would the Aces do this? It's simple. Clark's unpredictable. She's been lighting up the league all season, and in a short playoff series, she could be a game changer. The Aces know they're good, but they also know Clark could potentially upset their rhythm. Think about it. The Aces have a stacked lineup with years of experience. They should be confident against any team.
I think we'll see her rise to the moment like she usually does. One of the things that helps her is she has seen every kind of defense you could possibly see.
But Clark, she's different. She's not just a rookie. She's a phenomenon. She's got that special ability to elevate her entire team, and that's scary for any opponent, even the champs. Now, this move by the Aces, it's like a chess game. They're thinking several steps ahead. By potentially avoiding the Fever, they're setting themselves up for what they think is an easier path to the finals. But here's the kicker. What if this backfires? What if it gives Clark and the Fever extra motivation? You know what's really crazy about all this? It shows just how much impact Clark has had in her first year. She's got championship teams changing their strategies. That's not normal for a rookie. Usually, first-year players are just trying to find their footing. But Clark, she's got the whole league on notice. This situation is shaking up the entire playoff landscape. Teams are going to be watching how this plays out. If the Aces' strategy works, we might see more teams trying to manipulate their playoff matchups in the future. But if it fails, it could be one of the biggest tactical blunders in WNBA history. Now, let's switch gears to another playoff showdown that's raising eyebrows. The Indiana Fever are facing off against the Connecticut Sun, and the numbers don't look good for the rookies. But could Caitlin Clark's magic be enough to overcome years of playoff experience? This matchup is like a basketball version of David versus Goliath. On one side, you've got the Connecticut Sun, a team that's been there, done that when it comes to playoffs. They're seasoned veterans who know how to handle the pressure. On the other side, the Indiana Fever, with a grand total of 19 games of playoff experience across their entire roster. That's not a typo, folks. 19 games. You might think the Sun would be licking their chops at this matchup. Easy win, right? Not so fast, because the Fever have a secret weapon, and her name is Caitlin Clark. This rookie has been turning heads all season, and now she's got a chance to prove herself on the biggest stage. But let's be real. The Fever are facing some serious challenges. Playoff basketball is a whole different animal. The game slows down, every possession counts, and mistakes get magnified. For a young team like the Fever, that pressure could be overwhelming. The Sun know how to exploit those tight moments, how to make every little error count. Here's where it gets interesting, though. Clark isn't your average rookie. She's been dealing with pressure her entire college career. Remember all those clutch moments at Iowa? The buzzer beaters? The come-from-behind wins? That experience could be huge for the Fever. One analyst put it perfectly. I think we'll see her rise to the moment like she usually does. That's the kind of confidence Clark inspires. She's not just a player, she's a leader. And in playoff basketball, leadership can make all the difference. Think about it. When the game's on the line, when the pressure's at its highest, who do you want with the ball? Someone who's been there before, or someone who thrives under pressure? Clark's got that special something, that ability to elevate her entire team when it matters most. But here's the kicker. The Fever aren't just relying on Clark. They're embracing their underdog status. They've got nothing to lose, and that makes them dangerous. While everyone's counting them out, they're in the locker room believing they can shock the world. And you know what? The odds makers are starting to believe too. Out of all the underdogs in the playoffs, the Fever are considered to have the best shot at pulling off an upset. That's huge! It means Clark's impact isn't just hype. It's changing how people view this team. So what we've got here is the classic underdog story. The young, inexperienced team going up against the playoff-hardened veterans. But with Clark at the center of it all, anything's possible. She's already proven she can hang with the best in the league. Now she's got a chance to prove she can beat them when it matters most. All right, let's wrap this up. Noelle Quinn just dropped a bombshell about the Aces possibly dodging Caitlin Clark in the playoffs. That's huge. It shows how much impact this rookie is having on the league. Clark's been tearing it up all season, proving doubters wrong left and right. Now she's got a chance to show what she can do in the playoffs. The Fever are going up against the Sun, and it's David versus Goliath all over again. But here's the thing. Clark's no ordinary rookie. She's got that special something that could turn this series on its head. The big question is, can she lead the Fever to an upset? It's going to be interesting to see this matchup this upcoming Sunday. Get ready, because if Clark pulls this off, we might be witnessing the start of a new era in the WNBA.